Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Queers of Time podcast.
I'm Matt.
I'm James.
I'm Camille.
And I'm Kat.
And this is a podcast to talk about all the gay stuff in the Wheel of Time.
Because we're gay and we like the Wheel of Time.
And as always, thank you to our fellow Venator of Thrain, Charlie, Lurks, and Robert. Thank you very much for the support. I'm saying as always, but it's been a while.
It's been a long
It's
road.
been a very long time. We've been busy. Life is life.
Life has been life, truly.
Yeah. I have no clue when this episode is going to come out because, I'm moving this weekend. I'm not going to do any sort of post-production until, I've finished everything. So it's going to be a few weeks before that one comes out. And it's been more than a month since the last episode that got released. But it's fine. We're still somehow around.
We're still here. We're still kicking. It's gonna be episodes now. They're gonna be like little surprises that you get.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Beyoncé dropping Lemonade with no warning. That's what a Queers of Time. And so I'm comparing our episodes to Lemonade by Beyoncé. So there you go.
Our ego is is well proportioned.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And the reason we wanted to have a chat is because Critical Role, which both Kat and I are very fond of, has been releasing its fourth campaign. And it's been pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Are you caught up or not?
No, I'm...
Where are you at?
I have watched the first episode. I have gotten about a third of the way through the second episode, but I've seen enough where I've gotten kind of the vibe of the campaign, and I knew that they were doing a campaign 4, but I didn't really look too deeply into it until maybe a month or so ago. So after the first episode of campaign 4 aired, and I saw the style that they were doing for the campaign, and I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. I kind of want to see how this is going to work. So maybe we can just give, for people who are not familiar with campaign 4 or how the structure of it.
Yeah, so Critical Role historically has been the same 7 cast member and 8. There are 8 people in total with a game master. It's been the same 8 people for 3 campaigns. Sometimes there was guests, but it's been Matt Merson being the game master and everyone else being the players. This campaign, it's a bit different because Brennan Lee Mulligan, who is well known for Dimension 20, is the game master. And this time they have 13 player, something like that. I don't know if it's 12 or 13.
Or 14. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. At a certain point, whether it's 12 or 13.
It's the same thing.
It doesn't matter. It's a lot.
And the reasons they're doing that is, I think it's 14 total. No, because they have 2 tables of 4 and 1 table of 5. So I think it must be 13 players then.
Okay. So it's 13 then. Okay.
Yeah. And the reason they're doing that is because they starting, the first few episodes, they have all of the player available. They're not all at the same table all the time. I think the maximum they ever get is 8 player at the table, which is the max you can reasonably handle, in my opinion. But the concept is that all of those players, they're going to be split into different groups within this world with their own kind of goals, and whatever one group is going to do may influence what the events that other table may observe. So that was the very high level concept of how the game is going to be played. And that's a pretty significant difference compared to before.
Yes. Very different. And for people who have played D&D before, the style of campaign that they're doing is called West Marches, which basically you think of it like a big epic fantasy, like Lord of the Rings. I think Lord of the Rings is probably the easiest example, and I think it's one of the ones that they use to describe sort of how it works, where if you've read Lord of the Rings before, you know, they end up splintering off into different groups. And so you have the plot line with Frodo and Sam and Smeagol, or Gollum. You have Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. You have Merry and Pippin, you know, and so you have those sort of different groups who are experiencing different parts of the same overarching story, and those groups may intersect at times and they may splinter off into other groups, but it's all a part of the same sort of story. And that's essentially the vibe that they're going for with campaign 4, which is, it's interesting. When I heard how many people were going to be involved in this, I was like, that sounds awfully stressful. That sounds awfully stressful.
Yeah.
For the game master, I mean.
At first I was concerned for Brennan, but then I heard him talk about his past experience of game mastering, and he was doing some West Marches with when he was a student or something like that with more than 40 people. I'm like,
that's crazy.
How do you make it work? I can't remember 40 names.
Neither can I. I was just gonna say, I don't know how. And so, have you played West March's style of D&D?
No, never.
Yeah, it's a very good way of incorporating a lot of different people into the same world. For me, though, I guess if you know that you're going to be part of the same group continually, it makes it a little bit better. But I know for me as a player, I get so attached. I get so attached, and I like sort of being in a group that's sort of all the same. But I guess they're kind of getting the best of both worlds with this, because the viewers are going to be getting different story bits and pieces of the same big story, but the players are going to be, I think it sounds like, primarily all together for the most part, for in their groups, I mean.
Yeah, I'm actually curious whether the group are going to stay the same group forever, or whether they're gonna have a first plot with a specific group, and then maybe they find they'll meet another group at a different time and then split again, but in a different way. That could be interesting, because there's also I've watched the first 4 episodes, which is called The Overture, and is 4 episodes where we see all of the group in the same city. And starting from the 5th episode, the group start being defined and split. And there's a few, for example, some character who didn't get the chance very much to interact, that as a player, it may also feel oh, I wish I had a scene with that person, for example.
Yeah.
Or interaction, people who had some dynamics at first, but then got split in different group, and you do want to see them come back at some point and see how their relationship has evolved now that they have spent time apart. So I'm also curious about that.
Yeah, and I like the way that it's sort of the inciting incident, what's sort of holding everything together and pulling all the characters together. The way that it starts is really interesting, I think, and compelling. And so everyone kind of has a very familiar baseline where they're all connected to this one character who I don't think this is a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler. It's in the description of the campaign.
It's in the description. Yeah. So a character dies at the very beginning, not of the main campaign, but of, and all of the players in the campaign, they have some kind of connection to this character. It might be a really good thing. It might be sort of a neutral connection. It might be a bad connection, but it is some kind of connection to that character, and it's about them attending their funeral. That's how the first, it's such a cool concept. I like.
It's a cool setup.
Yeah, I like the way that they've sort of structured it to tie everyone together, because in past campaigns and with other D&D groups as well, there's usually like one or two characters that will have a pre-existing relationship or a pre-existing connection, but it's not usually the entire group, right?
Yeah.
Where like everyone kind of knows each other. But with this one, it's very much like, oh, I haven't seen you for like 12 or 15 years. We fought this like big battle together all these years ago, and now I'm seeing you as like an adult or a much older person. And there's all of this history there, which it's, for me, I love stories like that where like there's this pre-existing history and it's set up in a really good way where you feel it. Like it just feels like there's so much tension there already, you know?
Yeah. And also, like, compared to the other campaigns from Critical Role, pretty much all of them started in, it's a bunch of strangers that end up having to fight on the same side for, like, one thing. Like, the triggering event for, like, the third campaign is that some people were in a bar, some people were in the street, and then a bunch of, like, objects that started to animate themselves and they had to fight those. And then like by fighting together, you kind of like they start hanging around, but you can see that they like those characters are hanging around because the player wants them to hang around. And it's not like there's no real reason why after the silly fights, they are still talking to one another and not continuing on with their life. Compared to this setup where like, and I mean, it's very clear from like the beginning of the first episode, but several people who are attending to that funeral were actually trying to save the guy who died.
Mm-hmm.
So they had, some people had goals to save that person. One character was actually the person who arrested that guy.
Yeah. One is his brother.
Yeah, one is a brother. One person showed up because the character who died stole something from them. So there's very much this initial connection, sometimes to each other, sometimes to the person who died, which means that it makes sense for those people to stick around with one another. And that's fascinating.
Yeah. It's a very, very cool setup. And I like the way, so I watched sort of the video that Brennan Lee Mulligan did of how he sort of set things up with the different groups and kind of asked like, okay, what aspects of D&D are you most interested in? Like what, if you were to rank them, what are you most interested in? Are you interested in combat? Are you interested in intrigue? Are you
political? Yeah, intrigue. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, are you interested in
the lore?
Like the magical,
yeah,
like the lore aspect of it? Like, you know, like what?
Yeah, I think it's very much like the split was combat focus, lore focus, and scheming, like politics focus. Yeah.
I'm cheating a bit and looking at the website, and it's the three groups are soldiers, which is combat focused, seekers, which is,
I think it's about seeking secrets and lore.
Yes, for lore. Yes, that you're right.
Finding answers. Yeah.
That's right. And then the third group is schemers, which is like intrigue, political,
yeah, that
sort of thing. And I think that's a really cool way of sort of organizing a campaign like this. And I think it's actually quite crucial if you're going to do a campaign like this, because, you know, I think something with other D&D campaigns, a sort of balance that game masters or dungeon masters have to try and figure out is how to keep everyone at the table sort of invested in what's happening. Because, you know, like, so for me personally, I love intrigue stuff. That is what really gets me invested in the story and what's going on. And also lore as well. I love getting invested, like figuring things out and figuring out connections. Combat does not interest me in the slightest. If I could do a campaign where there was minimal combat, that would be A-okay with me. I would be good with that.
Did I ever tell you of the campaign where, like, we managed to never kill anyone?
No.
because like every time there was a combat opportunity, I would talk my way out of it or like try to capture instead of killing or this kind of thing. And so like my game master was just frustrated because he kept sending us those combat opportunity and we kept just talking our way around or avoiding them. And at some point we made it a challenge to keep like that for the whole campaign.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's so funny. Like but it's fun. I find it, I think that is a challenge in and of itself, right? Like I know for like combat is the obvious challenge because you're trying to figure out and balance like, okay, what skills do I have? What can I do to like try and beat the enemy and try and also support the other people in my party and everything like that. That is also a challenge, but like, you know, talking your way, like figuring out a way out of a potential combat without any violence is impressive. I think that's impressive.
But also like even for example if you're talking about like the skimmer group that's like maybe more on a political aspect of the city they live in, and that doesn't mean there's not going to be any combat they're going to have to deal with.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's still definitely going to be. Yeah, and like, exactly, that's a great point. Like, just because they're sort of split into these groups, it doesn't mean that the combat group, like the fighters aren't going to have any elements of like political intrigue.
Or law related, or
Yeah. Like, there's still going to be all of that included. It's just that like the focus, like the main sort of driving force behind it is going to be
a bit different. Yeah.
You know, a bit different. And I think it's a cool way, and it's an interesting way of sort of splitting up players as well.
Yeah.
Because if you just think of just like the main, or previously what was the main cast of Critical Role players, we knew that there were different aspects of the like D&D that they were interested in. Like, so a player like Travis, as soon as I heard the concept of this, I was like, okay, so I know where Travis is going to be.
So what do you think is going to be?
I am assuming he's going to be combat. He's going to be the fighters group. That's my assumption. I could be wrong.
No, you'll see.
Perhaps I'm wrong.
Yeah, so the thing is that Travis, I thought he was going to be more on a lore thing because he also loves the lore aspect of it all. But he also enjoys the combat part, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and that's like, you know, everyone likes and appreciates their own things, and they're drawn to different parts of it for different reasons. And so, yeah, like I'm interested to see how the rest of this is going to unfold. Before we started recording, I was watching part of episode 2, and so I'm just kind of getting into the sort of meat of episode 2 now, and so I'm interested to see how everything else unfolds.
There's some, like, you are in for a treat for episodes 3 and 4.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like episode 4, like I couldn't do anything but watch. That one was very good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I was, so watching the first episode, I was a little, or at least part of the first episode, I was a little worried that it was going to be, because I'm not a big fan of super dark campaigns. Like campaigns where like everything is just grim and everything is just difficult constantly. I'm not a fan of that. It's not really something I enjoy watching. And I haven't watched a lot of Dimension 20, and so I don't have a lot of experience with a lot of context.
The only episode of Dimension 20 I've watched were like the first 2 of their first campaign, which was a high school kind of vibe, and that was unhinged. And this was not the vibe I got for this campaign.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, the only thing that I've seen Brennan DM was Dungeons and Drag Queens, which is an intersection of 2 of my favorite things. It is excellent. It is so much fun. If you guys are fans of Drag Race, please please check out Dungeons and Drag Queens.
I've heard so much of it. I need to watch that at some point. I just haven't had the time.
It's so good. It's for people who know, it's the cast members are Bob the Drag Queen, Monet Exchange, and Alaska. This is not going to mean anything to you, Camille, I don't think, but for people who know Drag Race.
The last two, I've heard of them because they went on Dirty Laundry, which is another show on Game Dropout. I didn't know those people, but they were funny.
Yes, they are all so unbelievably, and Jujubee. I cannot believe I forgot Jujubee. She's the fourth queen. Is it called Questing Queens? Now I'm doubting myself. You'll be able to find it. If you Google Dungeons and Drag Queens, it will come up. And Brendan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah. Dimension 20 Drag Queen. You'll find it.
Yes. It is excellent. And so, but it's that campaign, it's much lighter, and it's very, like, it's very funny. Like, there's a big comedic aspect of it. But Brennan is very good at bringing in sort of making it very cinematic and giving it weight.
He's able to bring, like, a lot of different mood also to it. Like, it's not a single, like, heavy mindset or something like that. I think it's a good transition to actually talk a little bit about the world they've shown us so far. Like, so the campaign is set in the world of Araman. And I have to say that I have not prepared anything for this episode, so I'm going to be like talking from what I remember.
Yeah, guess what? Neither have I. I have the website open right now.
I don't want to do that because I haven't watched the episode 5 and I do not want to be spoiled.
Oh, I'm just looking at the info page where it gives like a description of the world.
Yeah, I still don't trust those pages because they get updated too fast when there's low drops in episodes.
That's fair.
So in Araman, I think the transition from Exandria in Campaign 3 and Araman is very interesting because Campaign 3, for those who followed, ended up on a big question of what mortals should do about the gods. There was like kind of a big fight, and there was a decision of whether the gods should live or be killed or become mortal or something like that. And it ended up okay-ish for the gods, but there was a lot of uncertainty there. Araman is a world in which the mortals decided to kill the gods about 70 years ago. It's interesting that it's only 70 years ago because that means for many species, like you get your elder have known the war against gods. Like this is 70 years is, I mean, World War II was longer than 70 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's what's great. That's a very interesting part of it for me. Cause like, you know, to compare it to Exandria, we are talking like the events that sort of led up to Exandria as we were introduced to it at the beginning in campaign 1, that was like thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
It is beyond the time frame of the majority of the characters that we meet.
Nobody remember what exactly happened and why.
Exactly. Yeah, and which causes a lot of that is the source of a lot of what's happening in Exandria. And a lot of the events that end up unfolding. But with this, like 70 years is so like that is recent history comparatively.
I mean, 2 days ago we were celebrating my grandmother's 90th birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
She would have been around.
She would have been 20. Yeah. That's the thing. And so this it's a really interesting concept. And also just like the idea of like, yeah, the mortals killed the gods.
Yeah.
The mortals were like, no, fuck these guys actually.
But the thing is that so fuck these guys for sure, but they don't really talk about it in the first few episodes, but very quickly we do realize that there is a consequence to the gods having died because, like, I mean, if you look at the Exandria reference, there was also the question about, like, if the gods die, where do soul go? When do the dead go? This kind of thing. Like, you can, there is some of those issues that may come back in Araman. But also, what's also going on right now is that in the town of Don Malkier, I think it's what it's called, there's a few major families that are kind of making the rules. And it seems like some of the rules are changing. There's a little bit of a fascist takeover in a way. I want to call it that.
Just a tad. Just a little light fascism. It's fine.
I don't know where you stop in episode 2, but I feel like there's some things happening there that are interesting.
Yeah, so I'm just under halfway through episode 2.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened there, but
yeah, the things that you're referring to, I don't think I've gotten to them yet because I feel like I would probably remember it.
Yeah, there's a few things about, like, one of the character is part of some sort of magical police, and then you see some change in leadership, or you see some change in leadership of the universities. You think, like, the person who died in the first episode maybe wasn't supposed to die. So apparently there was also like the Falconer Rebellion, like a few decades ago, which I am not entirely sure what exactly that was yet. But yeah, there's definitely some political bullshit by mortal for mortals that are going on right now.
Yeah, it's again, I really like the way that they've set this up. Like, there is so much thought that's gone into the lore of this world. It actually reminds me, and also I just like the idea of, like, people who have, like, fought in battles together years ago, and now they're reunited, and they're sort of like going, like, having to confront some of those circumstances and memories and the things that happened beforehand, and they're seeing how people have fared since then, since the events of however long ago. The vibe of it, I don't know if you've heard of this series. It's called A Crown for Cold Silver. Essentially, the premise of it is this battle-hardened warrior woman who was kind of like a ruler in the past and was overthrown and is thought to be dead, and someone comes back and kills her husband. And so now she is basically going and she is getting her old crew back together. Is what's happening. And that's
fascinating that you're telling me that, because I've bought the first book of that series, like,
you're gonna love it,
years ago, and never got to read it. And no, like, that just bumped up to the top of my to be read.
Yeah, and it's gay too. It's gay.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Even better.
Nice.
And so that was kind of the vibe that this campaign gave to me, like, just the setup of it. And it's really interesting the way, like, just that kind of idea of there's so much history.
Getting the crew back. Yeah.
Yeah, like getting the crew back together, and there being all of this history that is existing between people, and some of it is good and some of it is bad. And, like, like, one of the characters absolutely fucking hates the guy who died.
Yeah.
It's like very, very open about how much he fucking hates him.
Matt Mercer playing a guy that everyone hates.
Matt Mercer is having the time of his life. Yes.
This is so funny that he chose that.
It's so good. And what I'm loving the most is Matt getting the opportunity to play as a character full time.
Yes.
Because, like, obviously we've seen, like, they've had, like, shorter campaigns and sort of mini campaigns before where Matt has, where Brennan again was DMing, and Matt has gotten to play as a character, but those were sort of shorter campaigns. And so it's obvious.
He also played with Aradia as a DM.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
That's right. Maybe it was Abria. Yeah.
There was the 8-episode one with Abria before C3, and there was also, like, Divergence, like the third miniseries of the third trilogy of, was it a trilogy? Miniseries.
That's right. Yeah, and it's just he is so it's very sweet actually. It's really cute seeing how, because it's obvious he's loving getting to play as a character and just getting to sort of focus, like to sort of put all of that sort of creativity and all of that thought into this character. And I am intrigued. Like I don't think there's been a character that's I think, yeah, I've met everyone so far. I'm interested in everyone. I am so intrigued by everyone's deal. I don't know what some of them a little bit more than others, but still, like, I'm like, what? Like, there are some characters where I'm just like, I don't know what your vibe is, what your deal is, but I do want to know more. I have no idea what the fuck Ashley's deal is, what her character's deal is.
But she's hot.
But it's good. It's working for me.
She's
great.
Scary and
yes.
Gosh.
Yes. Oh my God. And so and so maybe just to, as a bit of a segue, we can talk about characters a little bit.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about the characters and some of the relationships they have. I don't know with where I want to start with, but I was thinking a lot when we were talking about relationship. We finally have a campaign that starts with two characters who have kids together.
That's okay. So I thought that I was mishearing things when I heard that. And I thought I was misunderstanding. And then I was like, oh, are they together? Are they divorced?
They're not together anymore.
It's a secret third thing.
It's a secret third thing. It's like, so not really secret. It's, from my understanding, it's like, so those two characters, I don't remember the character's name, but it's Liam's character and Abria's character, who, I don't know whether they were married or not, but they used to be together and have, I don't remember how many kids, but a few kids together.
Two or three kids, I think.
Yes, something like that. At least two, maybe more. And
Thaisha and Hal are the two. Thaisha is Abria, and then Hal is Liam's.
And Hal actually is also the brother of the guy who died at the beginning of the first episode. And it's been interesting. I think, from my understanding, Abria plays a druid, and I think she left, like, the character left her partner because of her vocation as a druid. So that's a bit what's going on. Liam is an interesting character to me because he's basically the brother of, like, the quieter, less, with a lower tendency to get into trouble, brother of the guy who just died, and knows that person means that he's getting into trouble. But he has kids, and I think he's concerned about his family, and that's going to be an interesting dynamic. But also, Liam, why did you give that to Brennan?
It's just...
What did you expect?
At this point, it's intentional.
Of course
Liam,
it is.
The way that the very first episode of this campaign starts is Brennan saying, so you're here, Liam, Hal is here watching his brother about to be executed. And I was like, I mean, this is Liam. If Liam can be counted on to do something, it's to create a sad boy character. And I say that with love. That's no shade. That's the vibe that he goes for. And I appreciate that. It is a feature at this point of his characters where they just, like, these devastating things happen to them. And
It's just so funny.
Oh my God.
So that's two of the characters. Is there anyone that you're very intrigued by, or who do you want to talk about next?
So, okay. There are a couple. Talison's characters I always love so much because there's always something about them. There's always some kind of, like, unearthed chaos that is, something that's residing there, and you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. And it feels like with this character, so Taliesin this time is playing a character named Bolaire, who is a mask.
So is that something you have learned yet in the episode, or?
They've kind of alluded to it. That is impression that I'm getting that it is some kind of animated thing. That's my assumption. I don't know. I could be wrong with this.
It shows up in a later episode. It's just because I'm looking at the Critical Role wiki with like the different character, like just the list and the table of the character, and already the apparent race is kind of a spoiler if you haven't like went through the first 4 episodes. Like maybe you should not actually there's for a few characters you should not look at it, please.
Okay, I won't look at it.
Yeah,
I won't look at anything else. I'll stop looking at things. I will just say the other characters that I'm interested in. I love Laura Bailey's character already, Thimble.
She's a fairy. So cute. Okay, but like the first scene with Laura.
Good.
Can we just like
Oh my god.
give that woman all of the awards? She's such a good actress.
Brennan is stressing me out. He is stressing me out because he is having people roll death saving throws so soon.
She rolled death saving throw as like the first roll of the campaign for her.
I was like, what is happening? This is so stressful.
It's like people, you have to understand, like for people who are not watching, what's happening with Laura's character is that other people were concerned because she was not showing up to the funeral. So they went to find her and she was about to die.
She was about to die. She was fucking dying.
She was fucking dying. So Brennan asked her to roll death saving throw
Oh my god.
as the first thing she was going to be doing. But then she got saved, and like immediately after she's
fine.
she cried because like she was an important part of the plot to save
Yes.
Fiazi.
Yassi. Yeah. And she had a very close, she also had,
She was his best friend.
they were like, so I could be, I may not have all the information. Platonic soulmate is kind of the vibe that I'm getting from those two.
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah, which is I love that. I love that setup. Give me more platonic soulmates, please. It's so good. So her character, incredible, 10 out of 10, no notes. I also really like, and I'm not going to look at the description. I just don't remember the name because I'm terrible with names. Octus. Alexander
Ward character.
Yes. I really like them too. I am interested by them. I like them a lot. Who else? And then we kind of talked about Ashley Johnson's character.
Yeah, who plays, what's her name? Valus. An elf.
That's it, yes. An elf.
A drow, I guess.
Yeah, and she's the character who dies at the beginning. He stole something that belonged to the elves, basically. And she's coming to get it back.
And what's going to be very interesting with her character is that, from my understanding, she was serving a god before that god got killed. So it's someone who has a close, direct relationship to the gods and now is dealing with the ramification of them being gone. And that's fascinating.
That's interesting. And I think she's probably the only one of them, maybe others of them who would have that context.
I think so, because the rest is mostly human orc.
Yeah.
Tyranny, the character for Whitney Moore, is a demon. She is unhinged. She's so chaotic, and it's so funny.
It's very good.
And she plays Sam Riegel so well. Yeah. I am loving their dynamic. It is very funny. Sam is playing, what's his name again? Weekender,
that's it.
Halovar.
Yeah.
So is this basically the son of a prestigious family in Dol Malkiar, and is kind of the leader of a religion?
Yes. Yeah, like this sort of emerging religion.
They are bringing back religion. And there's information, like he is full of very good principle about his religion. She is a demon that he's supposed to help into this religion to help her get redeemed.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many things that we learn in the first 4 episodes that you're going to be so excited about.
Yeah. I know. I can't wait. And now I'm going to, I feel like now that my brain literally has more oxygen flowing to it and I'm getting more sleep and everything like that, I feel like I can focus more.
Yeah. When you watch, let me know. I need your reaction.
Oh, you will know.
Maybe we should have reaction thread on Discord.
You will know. When I've watched it, you will know. I am sure, because I can feel that shit is gonna pop off.
Oh yeah, shit is popping up very quickly for this. So yeah, that's already quite a lot of character. Who have we missed? Luis Carzo is back with Azune, who is a human paladin / sorcerer. I like his introduction because his introduction to the campaign was, hey, I'm one of the guard of the guys that we're supposed to kill. He's basically a friend, and I'm gonna have, like, he was kind of part of the plot to try to free him, and it didn't work, and he's just so a friend / a mentor, I feel like, die. I think they fought together during a war.
They did, yeah.
During the rebellion. Cadigan.
Yeah, and Cadigan and Travis's character. Tior. Who I also really like, by the way. I am interested in everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone is so fascinating to me.
Travis Willingham playing a lion folk. That's the Furies have something to enjoy this campaign. Again,
yeah. Deeply on brand, because Travis, like, it's if there's a wolf, if there's some kind of something to that effect, like a werewolf or something like that, Travis is very much that's his wheelhouse.
The thing is that lions usually are more of a big cat, and Travis is allergic to cats.
Famously allergic to cats. Famously
allergic to cats. Yeah. Very allergic. Like, could be sent to the hospital.
Yeah.
But that's also an interesting character. His connection to everyone is like, he used to fight a long time ago with Tiazi, but they haven't seen each other for a while. But his brother was part of the plot to free Tiazi.
Yes.
And now the brother has disappeared.
Yes. So it's like, yeah, and again, like, all of the connections, like, some people,
all of those tiny things to,
yeah, like, there are multiple threads that are connecting them to this, and it's really, really well done, the way that they've sort of all planned, plotted the foundation of this.
Yeah. Other than that, like, Robbie Damon is coming back with Cadigan Vale, who is a human ranger. So we finally get another ranger on Critical Role. Yeah. It's been a while.
It hasn't been since it's campaign 1, right?
Yeah.
Since
it's
Vex.
Vex in campaign 1. And he's having kind of a wolf with him, I think. Is it a wolf or a big dog? I never know.
I think it's a wolf.
I think it's a wolf.
Now I don't know. I think it's a wolf, though.
Yeah. And other than that, there's also Marisha Ray, who's playing Murray Magnuson. Mm-hmm. When she showed up, I was like, okay, I didn't expect that, but
excellent.
I'm very gay for that. Whatever's going on there, I'm there for it.
Excellent. Yeah.
She's a wizard. Yeah.
It's very good. This is not going to really give any spoilers away. If you go and look up the character art for all of them, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's really, really well done. Marisha's character design is especially delightful.
She's a dwarf.
Yeah. She's a dwarf with big tits and a beard, and she's short and has an excellent coat.
Yeah. She's looks and sounds very feisty. I don't know.
Yes, feisty.
Yeah, feisty.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you say that. And I'm looking forward to learn more about her. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the character, I think.
I think that's it, right? I think did we miss anyone? We talked about Matt Mercer's character.
Yeah, a little bit. His name is Julian. He is a rock fighter, I think, something like that. He's a human. He's working for Siazi's wife. Mm-hmm. He has a very big crush on Siazi's wife, from what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
As that's one dynamic that I do not really understand. What was the deal between Thiazi and his wife? I feel like they were not together for a while.
Yeah, I think that's the impression I've gotten as well, that they were not together, but they still loved each other.
Yeah.
But they were not together for quite some time.
Yeah.
I think that's it, right? That's everyone we kind of talked about. I think that's everyone. Yeah, and so it's a big cast of characters. I'm guessing they're gonna. I don't know if they've really given a schedule on how it's going to sort of be. I'm assuming like one night. So for like a Thursday night, it's going to be the Seekers who are playing, and then the next Thursday, it's the Fighters who are playing.
I really don't know. Apparently, so I know we started with the Fighter.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Episode 5 was with the Fighter, but I haven't checked whether at the end of the episode 5 they were saying anything about what the next table would be. Like, are they going to do like a mini arc with a table and then switch to another mini arc to a table, which could be interesting because then you would have like all of the people involved in a table could like basically record all of the episode within a few days and then be done with it for a bit. Because the thing about like alternating table also means that it's easier for people to forget what's going on.
Yes, exactly.
But it also depends on how long the arcs are.
This is the thing.
If you can do like 3 mini episodes to have like some subplot being resolved, then that could work to switch between. But if like you need 10 episodes with a group before switching to another group, that means we are not seeing another table for 3 months.
Yeah, for a long time.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it evolves. I feel like it's definitely... You know, Critical Role is a company that has been around for like more than 10 years. They've been playing D&D for a long time now. And it's very interesting to see that they're not relying on the things they know works, but they're always trying to experiment and see how that goes. So I'm just curious to see how the experimentation is going to go.
Yeah, me too. I am invested so far. So, yeah.
I will be watching when I can.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been kind of funny, and I feel like it's from the little thing we've seen about the plot and about like all of the political dynamic of the city, for example. I feel like it's another one of those campaigns where, I mean, it's Brennan. Brennan always have kind of something to say about the world, even if they try not to draw direct parallels to the world, because it gets tricky very quickly and you don't want to be giving lessons. But the political opinion of Brennan are very clear, and it's capitalism is bad.
Yeah. Capitalism and fascism are bad. And like religious, like capitalism, fascism, and like religious, like
takeover,
really intense religious takeover and dogma, those are bad things.
Yeah.
Bad things happen.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. By the time this episode comes out, I think The Mighty Nine will be on Prime Video.
Yeah. I watched the trailer for The Mighty Nine, by the way, before we recorded as well. I forgot to say. I hadn't watched the trailer yet. It looks very good.
I mean, I finished the first season because we got...
I completely forgot.
We got Screener.
I forgot about that, Camille. Oh my god, that's right. That's true. So I should have access to that as well.
You do. I watched the first season. It's so good.
It's exciting. Yay.
I need you to send me your reaction. So, because there's gasp was, I gasped a few times. In a very good way.
As in, so, like, were they things that you didn't expect? Like,
no, so it is interesting with the Mighty Nine. They were doing that a little bit with Vox Machina, in that, like, we get to see a little bit more, like, on the villain side. And there's, I think, information that we didn't know, for example, about Queens or this kind of things that we are discovering. And it's very, there's definitely some big changes compared to the campaign, because campaign 2 was kind of a mess, honestly. it's like it goes from one place to another, and it's
Yeah, it switches. Yes.
yeah, it's with campaign 2, it's hard to have a coherent arc for everyone for each season in a way, and I feel like they're doing pretty well at in the first season at exploring characters, I think, more than like the campaign at the start, I would say.
Yeah. Well, like, I think the main, and this is like, this is maybe part of a bigger conversation. I think the way that they're planning out campaigns is different than before. So with campaign 1 and campaign 2, it was very much a group of friends sitting down and playing Dungeons and Dragons together. And they were just kind of letting the story unfold as it did. And obviously there was a world, and there was a story that Matt wanted to tell with it. And there was a general, obviously Matt planned for it. And that's not to say that, but it was very much a game that they were playing. With campaign 3 and very much with this campaign 4, it's much more that this is something that is being filmed.
There's a narrative thread that you follow from the start.
There is a plot to this.
Yeah.
And there's more intention behind this, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I know for some people it takes away the sort of spontaneity. It feels produced.
It feels like it does feel like the game master is guiding more the players, and there's less flexibility in what can happen. But I do think it does leave enough flexibility, and it leads to good storytelling. And I feel like it is. I mean, they've been playing role-playing games for so long. While I do think they enjoy the spontaneity aspect of it, I feel like they are also very invested in what the stories they tell are. Like, what are the stories they tell? I mean, campaign 2, you would have like someone just decided to leave on its own to go back to Nicodranas because why not? And then Matt being like, okay, well, you work for a bit. At some point, I think you're going to have to come back because, I don't know, you lost your horse or something.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's, like with campaign 2, like a big part of what happened with the plot too was like getting sort of into it, and then the cast and Matt realizing like, oh, this is maybe not the story that we necessarily feel comfortable getting too deeply into, which is fine. Like, it's fine. It was interesting. Like, for me in campaign 2, I was much more interested in the first half of campaign 2 as opposed to the latter part of it. It's not good or bad. It's just different, And so it's nice going into something knowing that like this is like sort of the foundation that's been laid. This is the general vibe that it's going to be, and that's really not going to change. It's going to expand, but it's not really going to change,
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see how that goes. I think it's a good place to stop here. Thank you very much for listening to this episode of The Queers of Time. We're on most social media platforms, but I mean, it's been a while, that we are not particularly active. We'll post something when we'll post an episode, I guess. My life has been busy. But it's always nice to hear what people think of episodes. We always have a Discord. We are still pretty active on the Discord, actually.
Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Matt and I are always quite around for daily questions and other random bullshit. And yeah, I guess that's it, folks.
That's all, folks.
Have a great day, night, morning, depending on when you're listening to that. And see you another time. I don't know when.
Bye.
One day.
We'll see.
We'll see. Bye.
It'll be a surprise.
Thank you all for listening. This was Queers of Time, a Wheel of Time podcast. The music is Dance of the Witches by Julius H.